Desert is the type of ecosystem that is characterized by low precipitation. A desert is an area that is characterized by less than 10 inches of precipitation per year. One thing that all deserts have in common is that they are arid or dry. Several scientists have conducted the research and come with the fact that this is an area of land with no more than 25 centimeters equivalent to 10 inches of precipitation, with large amount of evaporation which exceed the total annual rainfall. Deserts embrace a huge variety of conditions. There are hot deserts and cold deserts, sandy deserts and rocky deserts, foggy deserts and sunny deserts, barren deserts and lush, verdant parts of deserts. Deserts are found at high altitudes and below sea level, on coastlines and deep inside continental interiors. They are places of romance and of hardship, of deep spirituality and dazzling natural beauty. Deserts include vast areas of stark wilderness and large, densely populated cities with every modern amenity. The world's deserts are found in two main east-west belts that run parallel to the equator, in the northern and southern hemispheres. North of the equator, these deserts are the Mojave, Sonoran, Great Basin, and Chihuahuan deserts in North America, the Sahara in North Africa, and the Somali-Ethiopian deserts in the Horn of Africa. The deserts of Asia, including the Arabian, Iranian, and Third deserts, stretching from the Middle East into Pakistan and India, as well as the deserts of Central Asia, and the Taklamakan and Gobi deserts in China and Mongolia. In the southern hemisphere, the desert belt is formed by South America's Atacama, Altiplano Puna, Monte, and Patagonian deserts, the Namib, the Kalahari, and the Karoo in southern Africa, and the large expanse of the Australian deserts. Immediately, some further explanation is required. Figure 1 demonstrates that this book will not cover other biological deserts, such as large expanses of ice in polar and glacial regions and subtropical ocean gyres, though both are notable for their low biological activity, relative lack of nutrients, and low stocks of organisms. Normally, precipitation in deserts is far exceeded by evaporation, the basic premise of arid lands. Of course, evaporation only occurs when there is water to evaporate, and since this is rarely the case in deserts, climatologists have developed the idea of potential evaporation. This is the amount of evaporation that would occur given a never-ending exposed area of water to be evaporated. Deserts have some of the highest potential evaporation rates of any environment. Al Ain in the United Arab Emirates receives on average 78 millimeters in annual precipitation with an annual potential evaporation of 2,000 millimeters. In the Badian Jaran Desert of northern China, where the mean annual precipitation is less than 90 millimeters, annual potential evaporation is over 2,500 millimeters. Some of the highest mean annual rates are found in the world's driest deserts. The highest potential evaporation rates in the Atacama exceed 3,500 millimeters a year. In the southern part of the Libyan Desert in south-central Egypt, where rainfall averages 0 to 5 millimeters annually, the annual potential evaporation may reach 5,000 millimeters. Dew and fog. In some deserts, rainfall is not the most important type of atmospheric precipitation. Dew and fog are two forms of moisture that occur during the early morning and are evaporated by daytime heating. Both phenomena often take place more frequently and regularly than rainfall, and in some cases deliver more water. The atmosphere in even the driest deserts contains some moisture as water vapor. This atmospheric moisture is condensed out to appear as droplets of water when the air temperature is lowered to a point at which the air can no longer hold all of its water vapor. Dew is the condensation of atmospheric moisture on an object, such as a leaf or a rock. Fog is the condensation of atmospheric moisture in the air near the ground surface. It is essentially a low-level cloud. Some of the world's largest rivers occur in deserts. The explanation is simple. Very little of their water comes from the desert itself. Most is supplied from well-watered regions outside the dryland environment. These are so-called exotic rivers. The other major type of river found in deserts is one that arises within the desert itself, and these rivers differ from their exotic counterparts in several ways. One of the most striking differences is the most straightforward. Water commonly flows throughout the year in exotic rivers, but the flow of water in other desert rivers is highly variable, and for much of the time the river has no water flowing in it at all. One study of a riverbed in the northern Negev desert showed that the channel contained water for just 2% of the time, or about